Hi there. Today I wanted to discuss with you about the health of your nervous system. Now, right now, everybody's under a lot of stress and you kind of see it everywhere. How do we do this? Why does it matter? And I really think in the big picture, even if we were to remove ourselves from being in kind of stressful times, we always want to nourish our nervous systems. And let me get right to the point of why this is you have kind of two switches back and forth on your nervous system, sort of an on and off, right? Zero and one, everything comes down to that language. But what we're doing is we're tilting back and forth like we do through so many other pulsing things in life. We're going between fight and flight, which gets a really bad rap. There's a place for fight or flight. It's our upward movement, it's our go. It's all systems are really focused on that. Problem is we stay in it too long because the other side of that pulse tone is called rest and digest, right? So we need to go up. We also need to come down. So, digestion's supposed to go down. And a lot of people with acid reflux or hiccups or, nausea, all these sorts of things, or any kind of digestive disruption, most of the time, it's about it not going down. Sometimes it goes down too much, and that's a different story. But what I'm talking about here is the common stress tension that literally keeps things from being able to go down. So we have up, we have down, we have action, we have rest. And see how this is sort of this pulsing back and forth. We wake, we sleep. We are with people, we are by ourselves. All these opposites are these sort of paradoxical opposites that we need. And we need to find a way to kind of have both in our lives. So we say, okay, well, I know a lot of things that get us into fight or flight, right? Most of the time it's like, this sort of reaction, but it's also a natural rising when you wake. Your blood pressure is supposed to come up. Your stress hormones are supposed to rise, thinking, what am I doing today? I need to, like, if we were living closer to the land, I need to go outside and feed the chickens and do my errands and chores. And then after you've dispersed that energy, coming back down and connecting for a nice meal. And during that meal is when that not having the television on to the news station that's talking about the latest tragedy, and instead quietly eat, quietly come to a place. I am not perfect with this. I tend to eat quickly. I'm like, I want to go. I want to do the next thing. And I have to consciously bring myself down into this rest and digest energy. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what are the ways that you feel the difference between those two things? And maybe you don't all that often. It's maybe even just subconscious to you that you do go into rest and digest. You would have to. But how do you consciously go into rest and digest? So that brings me to my next question. So if we know that we were able to kind of sense the difference between the two, just start to notice that this week. I'm up and then I'm settled. And my next question is, how do you invite yourself to return to this resting place, this resting state? Because I think that's where many people get tripped up. And if you've read in my new Health Manifesto, one of the 10 secrets is develop a mini meditation practice. And what does that even mean, meditation? Some people are like, oh, I can't do that. Or maybe you love it. but it has to be what's right for you. And it has to be something that you don't beat yourself up over. I'm sitting still. I swear I'm not thinking, or that sort of alarm state, just trying to meditate. So what I'm asking you to do is invite yourself to return and just notice the ability to return, right? Now, for some of us who are in a heightened state of either trauma or stress, coming down is a little tougher. And maybe you need some help with that. And I'd love to help you with some of your nutrition and behaviors and some of these practices that maybe you don't have to start way up here in the hierarchy of, the mountaintop of meditation. Maybe it's just coming back to the pulses that are already there in your life, the in and out of your breath, the heartbeat, the contract and relax, even going into the muscular contract and relax. And it doesn't have to be for, an hour. It can just be 3 breaths. Just return, return, return. So if you're having any difficulty with either of these dynamics, you don't have the energy to go up to fight or flight anymore. Maybe that's sort of pooped out. So either way, it's about nurturing the pulse. So I invite you this week to, number one, take a look at just sensing the difference, feeling the difference between when you're up and when you're relaxed, and with no judgment. And if you say, gosh, I wasn't relaxed very much, just invite yourself, number 2, to return. Just return. Return to the breath, return to feeling your heartbeat. Maybe do a little contract and relax. Whatever that is for you, the sound of ocean waves, just bring it back and know that it's okay, even if it's just for a moment. Return, return, return. Have a great week.